morning, everyone. Call to order for the Development, Environment and Engineering Committee on the 2nd of January 2024, and at the time is 10:02. We will read the land acknowledgement. As we gather, we would like to acknowledge on behalf of Council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. And a roll call with Deputy Clerk Carolyn.
Chair McDonald.
Present.
Reeve Emo.
Present, Clerk.
Chair McWhirter, Councillor McWhirter.
Present.
Excuse us, so we are all coming back from holidays. Chair McDonald, we do have quorum.
Thank you. Declaration of any pecuniary interests, none noted. A reminder for those who are watching from home, as we move into the presentation portion of our committee meeting, the materials being presented today can be found at the Town of Renfrew's website at renfrew.ca under the municipal calendar's appropriate meeting date. As we head to D1, everyone please, with regard to planning, we're holding a public meeting to hear the following two applications. The first one comes under D11. The motion will be that the Development, Environment and Engineering Committee recommend that Renfrew Town Council approve application number D-14-150 for lands known municipally as 127 Raglan Street North, having roll number 47-48-000-080-05100. Do I have a mover, please? Thank you, Reeve Emon, and over to you, Director.
Yes, thank you, Chair McDonald, and just through you, I just want to take a moment before we get into the matter, just to welcome Andrea Bishop, our new Manager of Engineering and Asset Management. She's joined the town after a successful recruitment campaign. We're confident she's going to do a great job, and looking forward to doing some great work together. Yes, and thank you, Chair. And again, just through you, just review some recitals that we typically read at the beginning of public meetings, and I'll just read this once for both matters on the agenda today. So anyone present at a public meeting may submit their concerns or comments in respect of any proposed official plan, zoning bylaw, or proposed amendments thereto. Any and all comments or information submitted, whether orally or in writing, including any identifying information, becomes part of the public record, could be made publicly available at any point, including on the town's website. Anyone may obtain additional information relating to the subject applications by contacting the Department of Development, Environment and Engineering, the Town Hall located at 127 Raglan Street South in Renfrew between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. If a person or public body does not make oral submissions at a public meeting or make written submissions to the Town of Renfrew before the bylaws are passed, respective of an official plan, zoning bylaw, or amendments there. My mic just died. I think I might be a low battery here, Nate. The person or public body is not entitled to appeal a decision of the Town of Renfrew Council to the Ontario Land Tribunal. I got a green mic. Okay. If a person or public body does not make oral submissions at a public meeting or make written submissions to the Town of Renfrew, respective of an official plan, zoning bylaw, or amendments thereto, the person or public body may not be added as a party to the hearing of an appeal before the Ontario Land Tribunal unless, in the opinion of the tribunal, there are reasonable grounds to do so. If you wish to be notified of the decision of the Corporation of the Town of Renfrew in respect to the matters being heard today, you must make a written request to the town prior to a decision being made. Or for those in attendance today, you can indicate your request to receive notice on the meeting sign-in sheet. A person or public body may file an appeal with the Ontario Land Tribunal within 20 days of issuance of the notice of decision. The person or public body must submit the appeal to the town, which shall include an explanation of the reasons for objecting to the decision, in addition to paying the required fees set out by the Ontario Land Tribunal Act. If you'd like to speak at the public meeting today, you're asked to provide your name and address for the record. To ensure you can be contacted in the event of an appeal, you're asked to provide your contact information via the sign-in sheet on the table here this morning. And so with those recitals being reviewed, I will proceed to item D1.1, being file number D14-150. It's a zoning bylaw amendment with respect to lands known municipally as 127 Raglan Street North, roll number 4748-000-080-05100. In Appendix A to the staff report, you will see a site plan showing an existing dwelling and driveway. So the lands are effectively a residential lot currently being used for residential purposes. Notwithstanding their current use, they are zoned C1. The zoning, kind of in our review, is long-standing. It kind of exists at the northern edge of what you would consider to be kind of the downtown area, but it is not designated as such. It is in fact designated residential. So we're seeing a case for a residential zoning in this case, just considering the use of the property, surrounding land uses, and so we have no concerns with respect to the proposed use in the application for a zoning bylaw amendment. The effect of the zoning bylaw amendment is that the lands will be rezoned from downtown commercial C1 zone to the residential 1 zone. And if there are any questions, certainly be happy to answer them. We are recommending that this application be approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Any questions from the floor? It's fairly, yeah, go ahead, Reeve.
Thank you. In your report, you mentioned there's going to be 1 unit attached to it, but there's the ability to add more. Is there an upper limit of units for that property?
Thank you, and through your chair. Yes, so there's a maximum of 3 units on a residential lot. And so there's a single detached dwelling on the property currently. The applicants are proposing to add a 2nd unit to the property. There is the potential for a 3rd unit, provided that parking can be accommodated. 1 space per dwelling unit is required. Thank you.
Go ahead, Reeve, again.
Thank you. I think because it says Valley Steel on the drawing, that might cause some confusion. So it's not going to be a commercial enterprise or an industrial application. It's simply residential.
Yes, and thank you again for that clarification. So the Valley Steel is that's where the drawing was prepared. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councillor McWhirter.
Chair, to you, Director. Once he's completed the apartment or the change, is it inspected by the town, like through the fire department?
Yes, so there will be a building permit that's required for adding the 2nd unit. So that would go through the building permit process, and they'd have to meet the building code and the fire code. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no further questions. And I just want to note too, Director, that there's no one here for the public meeting at all for today. So with that, we'll go to a vote. All in favor? Thank you. Carried. And we'll move on to D12. D12.
Yes, thank you, and through you, Chair. So this is a...
do you want me to read the motion first?
And we'll read the motion.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I was waiting for the computer to load up. So. The motion is that the Development, Environment and Engineering Committee recommend that Renfrew Town Council approve application number D-14-151 for lands known municipally as 69 Lockheil Street North, having roll number 47-48-000. -080-10300. And do I have a mover, please? Councillor McWhirter, thank you. And go ahead, Director. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, and again, my apologies. Through you, Chair. So this is a similar zoning bylaw amendment. The applicant would like to add, in this case, 2 additional residential units to what is currently effectively a single detached dwelling. There's a bit of context here that I think warrants mentioning. It's a mixed-use property. And just for council's information, it's 68 Lockheil Street North at the corner of Lockheil Street and Barry Avenue. Appendix A has a site plan sketch with an air photo. And you can see that the property is a mixed-use type of property. It has a laundromat along the Lockheil Street North frontage, and it has a single detached dwelling kind of at the back half of the property on the Barry Ave frontage. And the rear of that dwelling structure historically was used as the office for Vince's Taxi. That business has since relocated, and so the property owner would like to put 2 additional residential units in that structure. So the reason that this matters before the committee is that the property is zoned downtown commercial exception. The downtown commercial zone does not permit single detached dwellings as a use. What it does permit is residential units above a commercial use, so effectively what you have with the laundromat, but it would not permit the single detached dwelling, notwithstanding that there's an existing residential use at grade within that structure. So essentially what we need to do is rezone this property. It would maintain the downtown commercial exception zoning, but it would have a single detached dwelling added as a permitted use, and it would just apply to this property. So it's kind of what you need to do sometimes when you have unique kind of parameters with respect to a project that you need to address. You do it through site-specific zoning. So this would maintain its C1 exception zone with the additional single detached dwelling land use. And so that's essentially the proposal. From a policy perspective, we think it's appropriate. We have no concerns in terms of the conversion and the use of this particular dwelling for residential purposes. The site does appear to be able to sufficiently accommodate in excess of 10 parking spaces just by my quick count and measurement. So I think it is suitable for the kind of the combined uses that exist and would exist on the property. So we are recommending approval, and if there are any questions, be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Any questions from the floor? Go ahead, Councillor McWhirter.
Through you, Chair. Donald, for you, Director. So the buildings being repurposed, are they garages or are they offices that are currently being used?
Yeah, thank you. So the applicant advises that it's former office space for the taxi.
It was office space?
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead, Reeve.
I guess, just curious, in the sketch, it looks like there's a building that's shared between the two properties, the one when you're looking at the page to the right. Am I seeing that correctly, or is that just some kind of different landform? I didn't get a chance to drive by and look at this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, thank you. Be happy to clarify. So what you're looking at there's actually a detached garage in the corner. And so that's not attached to either the laundromat or the dwelling. So that's just treated separately. And then to the rear of so you have the dwelling itself, and then behind the dwelling you have,
I'm sorry, it's a grayish looking or white thing that seems to be split by the red line.
Yeah, so if I could, I'd show you the street view. It's essentially just a different roof. There's a lean-to section coming off the back of the house. You see that, Peter?
Oh, okay. Well, okay, because on the line, on this diagram, it shows a line down the middle of it, so I'm just wondering if they're straight at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, if you see it right. Sorry. But you see that gray thing right in the middle of
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that lean-to section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can see there's a gable. There's a gable right here.
Oh, okay.
And that's the red portion.
Got it.
And then the gray portion is that lean-to.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks strange. Thanks.
Any other questions from the floor? I see none. So we'll go to a vote. All in favor? Thank you. It's carried. We'll head over to F for committee minutes. The motion is that the Development, Environment and Engineering Committee confirm the minutes of Committee 2-2023 dated December 5th, 2023. Do I have a mover, please? Councillor McWhirter, and we'll go to any questions with regard to it. We'll go to a vote then. All in favor? Thank you very much. Carried. And with regard to upcoming meetings of the committee, the next regular scheduled meeting for the Development, Environment and Engineering Committee is scheduled for February 6, 2024 at 10 a.m. and we are adjourned at 10:16. Thank you, everyone.